Yes, so I'm heading to the gym, or I'm waiting for Sean to show up so we can go to the gym. So yesterday I started driving for Saturday. I started driving for Uber, and it was pretty interesting. It's worth the time for sure. So, a couple things that new drivers should know. The app, the Uber app, is a little slow when you pick people up. So a lot of the times you're in a position where you have to get going. You can't just block traffic and stay there for a while. And sometimes you're waiting for the fare for a while. So as soon as you jump in, you're like, "Hey, it's go time, right?" I've acknowledged that the fare got into my car, and I've turned a nav on, and it's about to give me directions to where to go. And then it shows that I did not pick up the fare at all, and to basically make a U-turn and go back and pick up the fare again. Issue is, if you're going on a one way and there's a lot of traffic, which happened to me yesterday. On Saturday. And you have to make a U-turn to go back to the location where you picked them up. It could take a long time. So you're gonna drive around a U-turn. You're gonna go on a U-turn, drive back to the location with the individual in your car, and you're gonna look really stupid. So you take time, swipe the app, let it acknowledge, and then move your ass. Another thing I noticed last night, I was driving last night, and I brought some people down to Cherry Street. And if you're a Toronto person, you know Cherry Street. There's the docks down there, or there was the docks down there, but it's the waterfront, and there's a huge area where there's warehouses and like different manufacturing plants, and I don't know if they store refined sugar down there, but yeah, and there's huge police headquarters and everything down there. So it's like there's a huge amount of acreage down there there's nothing basically. So, anyways, I brought a group of people down there, and they inputted the exact address into the system. So when I got to the driveway and I pulled in and I drove all the way down to the end where there's a driveway, the end of the driveway, and there was nowhere else to drive. It said you've reached your destination. So I let them go, whatever, but it wouldn't show that red bar that says basically to acknowledge that the ride is complete. So I'm like, well, what the hell's going on, right? Like, I'm here. I'm at the location. It says I'm at the location. Why the hell isn't this thing giving me the option to, like, basically clock out of that ride and say the fare is finished and then get on my way? And if you don't do that, well, the app won't do anything for you. You can't just say cancel or whatever. There's no option for that. And you need to get paid, right? So I looked really close at the app. And on the bottom, it showed us a person, and it says to walk for a minute. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I drove someone somewhere. Now I have to get out of my car and walk in the direction that basically the establishment that they logged in actually is. So literally, after driving someone, I'd put my hazard lights on, leave my car in the middle of a parking lot, walk through a bunch of warehouses to the end of like a dock area until the GPS said, oh, now you're close enough exactly to the point where you're supposed to have been. Now you can acknowledge your trip, basically. And I thought that was crazy. And most people, if they don't know that, they're like, well, what do you mean? Why can't I acknowledge the trip? I drove them there, and it says I'm here. But that's what I encountered. So people probably encountered the same thing, 100%. What else? When you're a new driver, be careful about acknowledging extra fares while you have a fare in your car. Like if you pass an area and like there's other people looking for Uber driver, it might give you an option. I kind of messed up on Saturday because I thought Uber was calling me, and I didn't realize what that stupid thing was. So I acknowledged it, and then the fare had to cancel because it was like impossible. And so yeah, there's a lot of I wouldn't say there's issues with the app. I would say there's issues getting used to the app. But yeah, those are the things I encountered the last 2 days. But every day, like Saturday, I made my quota of what I felt I should make in a certain amount of time, and then last night I did in like 3 hours. So basically, I'm making what I would expect to make in like 6 to 7 hours in 3 hours or 2.5 hours. So pretty good. I'm not complaining. The only thing is gas, right? Of course, gas. It's bad. So I've actually noticed that the last 2 days I've been more conscious about my gas consumption, and I've been less of an aggressive driver because you got people in your car and they rate you, right? So I'm not gonna assume everyone's gonna rate me bad, but like if you're a psychopath driver, like normally I am, I would say that a little bit, kind of. I'd say people motivate me a little bit to be a little pissed off behind the wheel because people are. I feel a lot of drivers are stupid, but containing your emotion around other people is important because you want to present a good, personality, right? So I've noticed that the last 2 days, I've been able to control my road rage a bit, being put in a position where people are actually watching and judging me based upon my driving and if I know what the hell I'm doing or if I'm gonna kill them, right? And people are worried about it, right? Like people saw me and they're looking at, there's an Uber profile, right? So you have your face and your car and everything. People look at me, look at my face, looking at my profile, and it must be think I'm weird or something. I don't know if I'm supposed to be an old man or what I'm supposed to be, what the typical Uber driver looks like. But yes, so that's my experience. And so tomorrow morning, I'm gonna after my job tonight because I work overnight. I'm gonna turn on my app, 6 o'clock, downtown Toronto, and pick people up. It's pretty good. It's an easy way to make extra money, and it's I met a lot of cool people. I met one lady screamed at me on Saturday, but who cares, right? But yesterday it was nice, good conversations, nice people. So, yeah, Uber driving, give it a shot. It's great.